the five senses just decode vibrational information into electrical signals, send it to the brain, and the brain decodes it into this construct that we think is outside there, but it's actually inside us. The only place this world exists, a so-called solid world, a three-dimensional world, is out there. Out there we think, but actually it doesn't exist out there. Out there is just vibrational fields. It exists in here as we construct it. And even the brain is a decoded construct as well. It's on an energetic level that we do the decoding, really. And this is very, very important, because what the manipulators do, because they've hoarded this basic knowledge and passed it over at the highest level of the secret society network and sucked it out of public circulation, they know that if we look out there for answers, believing that there is an out there, instead of an illusory projection that's going on in here, then we're never going to change anything. Never going to change anything. And once you go, there's no out there, so where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from in here, so this is where I have to change. Oh, there you go. It's what I call, and this is what most people do because of the suppression of this understanding, is they stand in the movie theater and they shout at the screen because they don't like the movie. And people say, you're crazy, you're never going to change the movie, shout at the screen, go back to the projection room, change the reel if you don't like the movie. And the projection is deep within us, you know. Some research I saw recently says that about only 5% of behavior and decisions that we make are with the conscious mind. I would say that's not correct, personally. I'd say 100% of what happens in this three-dimensional reality, it's only in our head, actually is a projection. And the conscious mind is actually not the decision maker at all. It's the observer and experiencer of it. It's like, it literally is the same principle as a movie projector, which comes from within what we call the subconscious, where all those patterns are there which we're being influenced by and are affecting our projection and our reading of it. And it comes out of the subconscious. And by the time it hits the screen in here, symbolically on the movie theater, it's a done deal. This is where the change has to take place within us to change the projection, which is our conscious mind's experience. And people are so caught in the conscious mind as that's the only level. I mean, they hear talk about subconscious and all that stuff, but really it's, I thought it. Well, how come that experiments have shown that the electrical changes and muscular changes to make an action happen happen a split second before the conscious mind has decided to do it? It's because they're playing it out. And so this talk about we must go within, this new age must go within, and there's much about the new age I would challenge, but this basic theme is absolutely right, I would say. And what the whole conspiracy is trying to do is get us to look out there. Let's go and protest, let's go and do this, let's go and do that. And you protest, and you have 1 million people on the streets of London protesting against war. And what happens? The war goes on, and then they start another bugger.
And it's just more dialectic.
Yeah, we need to change the projection that this reality, this holographic, illusory, physical construct, which we put together in our heads, and it's like a holographic internet, I call it. That is 100% a projection. And by the time it hits this screen, it's a done deal, in our experience. But a lot of people I come across and heard, they do think that if you just sit and meditate or just go within, then that's all you need to do. But this is a projection, and it's a projection from somewhere. So this projection is an open book of the inner us, individually and collectively. So what we play out in this experience says everything about our state of being. And you can say go within, and you can use it as an excuse to not go without. And you could go within, always I go within and I meditate. Okay, so what's happening in the projection as a result of what you're doing? The only projection that you're affecting is you sitting cross-legged in the corner. What else is changing? Yes, of course, you can change things vibrationally to an extent, but you know, what is happening in the world is saying what's happening in us, and we kind of miss that connection. So if we're doing nothing to make a contribution to the kind of world we like to live in, then in the physical world, then that says something about the state of us within, that we're not doing that. I see so many excuses being made by people who have become to a certain extent aware of some of what's going on, so that they can justify to themselves why they're doing nothing. People say to me, you don't tell us what to do. And I think, well, actually, I talk about becoming conscious and all that stuff. I think, you know, that's a start. But it ain't for me to tell you what to do. And if you think that I have to tell you what to do, then you're not listening. Because this is about taking power back to the point where we project, rather than looking out here at a done deal. Well, I would say everything is consciousness, but mind is consciousness, but it's a much denser expression of consciousness, and that's why it thinks everything in terms of limitation. And as people become conscious, it can, to use the term of a friend of mine in South Africa, consciousness can conscientize mind and bring its awareness out of the level that it currently perceives reality. But I do think it's important that if we're going to play this game successfully, that we understand where the game is being played. It's not being played out there. See, what the five senses are doing, like I said earlier, is that they're decoding vibrational information, turning it into electrical signals, and the brain then constructs this apparent reality out there, which is actually only in here. So the prime reality is vibrational.